busy setting up my gear here in order for you to see how I start my day on practicing headshot. I don't have any model, so I am using a styrofoam head from the dollar store. And then a hat by Tilly that I got from Winners. So it's the same color, white. There's not much a contrast on the subject, but I'm using a black background, and that's why I put a distance between the subject and the background in there to get a darker background to see what I'm trying to attain in the subject is sculpting the light. I'm going to start without any flash, so I'm going to just make sure that my setting, that is the shutter speed is 1/100 of a second and ISO 100, but I'm putting f11 in order for me to get a deeper deep of field, so I can, if a real person, I can have the focus, or I can focus, or a sharper focus from the nose to the back of the head. So let's try this one first. The setting I have, and I'm going to remove my, I'm going to turn up my light in order to see if I'm eliminating all the ambient light. So I'm going to take the picture now, shoot without the flash, and that's a success that I don't have any contamination from the light. So now we can start with the key light. Flash are triggered with a Pocket Wizard +3. This is taken only with the key light. Well, I think I have to center the, why is that? There it is. So you can see the horse shadow is already good because you have the shadow, you have sculpted the light because it is in front, because you want to have a headshot like it's a, they said it's a, how do you call this light? That's a butterfly lighting. You can see that look like a butterfly under the nose of the subject. That will be very interesting and a flattering image. Now let me see. Now I'm putting this reflector very close, and it creates a clumped light that the light from the key light, it will bounce from the reflector, bounce back to the subject, and it will illuminate under chin. So it will soften the shadow of the chin of the subject. So let's take it. So see how harsh it is, the shadow. Now we will take this picture, and you see it's softened, and it, but it's still, you can see details around the subject, and more flattering. Now, because you want to go further for your creativity, you will use another light about 45 degrees, either left or right side of the subject. In my case, it's in my right side, the left side of the subject facing. It's using an Godok Smart 300 SDI flash over there. The setting is to the lowest setting, that in order not to overexpose the subject. So we'll shoot with this now is with second light. It's quite overexposed, so I'm not going to settle with that one. So what I do, I'm going to use a material like this curtain material here, and I'm going to add as a to soften. So I'm blocking the light to soften the light that will, because I don't have any adjustment anymore. Either you push it backward or forward. And what I'm going to do is just to add additional material on top of the softbox in order to soften, to limit the intensity of the light. Now here, let me see how it is. Now I think it's a lot softer. It's not overexposed. And this one, you can just improve it in your, what do you call this one? Software and post-processing. Whatever you want to play around with the color or the shadow and the highlight, you can do that. But there is something bonus that I want to make, because I have another third light that I have set up in the back. That is the farthest location that I put in order to have a rim light. If you can watch this closely, what will be affected by that light? Okay, you see? Now, in order for you to see what does it really did, very subtle thing, I'm going to turn off the key light and the fill light. So we will be just shooting with a rim light for now, the fill light and the rim light together. So this is what happened. You can have, I don't have the key light turned on here. This is another result that you can play around. Fill light become a key light because it illuminates quite reasonable. And here I turn on everything again, key light, the fill light, and the rim light. So this is the final result that you can play around if you want to really, if you really want to experiment by yourself and you don't have anyone to film you, you can film it yourself. You make sure that you have a tripod, multiple tripod for the one that's taking your video, tripod for the picture, or you can, if you're good, you can do handheld if you want to, and you have your laptop or computer. But I am doing tethered in order for you to see what's going on. And well, I think that's it. If you have any question, please leave a comment below, and I'm ready to interact with my audience. Thank you for watching. Happy shooting.